What's good, everybody? This your boy 005 Dynasty. And I want to tell you guys something. Nobody wants you to win. If you're a musical producer, right? There's nothing really set up for you to win in the game. Nothing. You're basically on your own and you're trying to figure out what it is that you need to do to win. There's some people who actually figured it out and they're winning, but they're winning in a way that's not humble. It's just it falls in line in what has been proven to win. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, they're not actually portraying what a musical producer actually is. So they're changing the narrative of a musical producer to be what they deem it to be because it's a winning formula, a winning method. So just because you figured out a way to manipulate the people to gain monetization money doesn't make you a real musical producer and doesn't mean like you care about the game and you care about music production. You only care whether the dollar bills are going to your bank account, right? So I got a story to tell you guys because I wanted to tell you if you're a music producer or any type of entertainer, there's no system set up for you to succeed. And also, it doubles as if you're a minority, a person of color. There's no system set up to help us succeed. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is not no race type of thing, anything of that nature. But I know just because of my skin color, I'm classified as a fugitive or I'm classified as a bad person, a negative person on this earth, no matter what happens. So nothing is set up for a person for me to like, you know what I'm saying? How you know what I'm saying? How I was born, what God gave me. I'm not set up to succeed. There's other people on this earth that they contrast me, and they are set up to succeed. Okay, they get the better end of the deal most of the time. So yesterday I had a situation and I got a video I recorded some of it, not all of it, but it was with law enforcement. And I pulled out my phone and started recording because of what they were saying, what they were trying to do. So I could put the video out and I'm pretty sure it would go viral because a lot of people they seem to like that type of stuff and they're intrigued by it and they want to see the outcome and all this of that, right? But I'm not gonna put it out because I'm not trying to grow off of that type of a viral moment, and I'm not trying to put that negative stigma in the air. So I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. I'm trying to stay away from just like, the negative comments and things of that nature. I'm just trying to be real. And I see when you're real on this earth, people take your realness and turn it into negativity. That's what's happening, guys. So I got a situation. Now, I'm at a school, okay, but I'm at the school to pick up my children. But I get there a little earlier, so I get a parking spot that I need because when the kids come out of school, I need to get them to the car directly so we could just pull out before all the buses and everybody else pull out because then you get stuck in traffic for like 45 minutes. So I get there a little bit early. I've been doing this for like a year, okay? I've been taking my kids to the same school for like 8 years. So I know all the principal, assistant principals. I know all the security guards by name. And I've been walking there for like a year. Now, mind you guys, where I walk at is not even by the school. It's by the administration office. The school's in the back. And before you get to the back, you got the parking lot where everybody parks their cars, parents and faculty, staff, right? And then there's an administration building. So I'm walking past the administration building every day. And I do one path. My path, I walk to the corner where the main road is, and I walk back to my car. It's in the same strip. It's just back and forth. And I walk for health reasons, right? Right now I'm in the car sitting talking with you guys, but no, I get out and I walk because health reasons. You get what I'm saying. You need to move your body. I don't want to sit in the car. So I walk back and forth, and then this yesterday, I park the car, I get out, and I do my normal routine. I walk to the corner, And when I turn around and I'm coming back, I see two cop cars there. And now they're parked side by side. But that one, they're like blocking the street kind of. Anyway, so I keep walking, I go by them, and I'm like, I know these dudes better not start with me, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, I've seen these officers at the school over 500, maybe 1,000 times. Think about it, guys. I've been going to that school for 8 years. I've been walking outside for health reasons for like a year. You know how many times I've seen those guys? You know how many times they've seen me? You know how many times I've literally walked by them? Like, because at the corner, there's like a fire department. So, they always be at the fire department. The cops in the fire department, they always like together. I don't know. So, there's one guy, the main guy, who was, I'm saying, who was starting stuff with me. He was parked at the fire department the day before, just parked there. And he see me walking. Now, I don't make eye contact with him because I don't want to interact with people. I know how the world is. I just mind my business. So peep game. So now I walk by him, then I walk back to the corner again. And this is a long walk. This is not like, it's probably like a good like 4 minutes back and forth or something like that. That's long to get from my car to the pit. That's long. Then when I come back, then I come back. Now when I'm going back again, I hear, hey buddy, out the window. Just mad disrespectful. So I keep walking a little bit, like I'm not answering that. He kept, hey buddy, got a little louder. So I stopped and I turned and I looked at the window and I was like, what? Hey buddy. He goes, you all right? I was like, what? He goes, you all right? I said, I don't understand the questioning. No, I'm saying because I see you walking back and forth multiple times. So I want to know if you all right. So I just stopped talking and I kept going for my walk. I'm not engaging in that. There's multiple ways that he could have handled that and been respectful. First of all, get out the car and say, hey, how you doing today, sir? Don't mean to interrupt you, but I just see you walking, whatever. I'm saying, be respectful. Not no, hey, buddy, you all right? And the other guy in the other car, they both Caucasian. So I go back to the corner, and now when I turn around to come back, now when I'm walking down the path, I look. The cop car is no longer in the street; it's literally in the middle of the walkway path. In the middle, the car is a big truck. It's a big truck, one of those truck cop cars, whatever, right? Truck car, cop, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he's covered. The truck is covering the whole path and going off a little bit onto the grass a little bit. So I can't even walk on the path anymore. So anyway, I keep walking down the path and I get closer to the truck to where I'm almost about to be near the truck, and I veer to the left to go walking around onto the grass. Do you know this cop had the nerve to push the gas pedal and turn the car and cut me off as I'm walking onto the grass? To the point where if I would have kept walking, he would have hit me. And then, so I just stopped. I didn't say nothing. I go around to the right hand side of the car, and now I'm sandwiched in between the two cops. One cop is still in the street. One cop that just pretty much stopped my motion. Like, is that legal? With his car. And then they're both yelling at the window, hey buddy, hey buddy, hey buddy. Both of them at the same time. But I keep walking past them because I'm not engaging in that negativity. They want to be negative, but they'll flip it on me and say I'm being negative, I'm being difficult, because they're using the system. That's evil. That's evil, man. That's evil people. That's evil behavior to a person who's literally minding his business on this earth, not messing with a goddamn soul. I walk past, and now they both jump out their car. See, this is what they do. This is what happened to innocent civilians in the city, all over the place. And you see the videos. Jump out the car, and they're like, why you gotta be difficult? Why you gonna make this difficult? They're already nasty, negative. This is how they woke up. This is early in the morning, guys. I mean, this is in the afternoon, guys. Early afternoon. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, guys. And they're doing this. 2 o'clock in the afternoon they doing this. You understand what I'm saying? So when I get past them, they turn around, they jump out, and they start basically yelling at me. We just want to talk to you. We got questions for you. Blah 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 blah. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. What are you talking about? Why I need to talk to you? They come walking over. Why are you walking back and forth? I said, did I commit a crime? I'm just walking. Am I under suspicion of committing a crime? And I said, did the school call you and file a complaint for me walking up and down this pathway? The answer was no, no, and no. So since it's no, no, and no, there's no reason for us to be talking. But I'm just saying, buddy, like, you're walking. They go into this whole spiel trying to mix and mangle their words with the wordplay to try to trick you to say what they want you to say. So we get into this back and forth a little bit, and I said, I want your sergeant, I want your name, badge number, and I want your sergeant here right now. The guy goes, I'm not calling on the sergeant. No, we're not bringing the sergeant. I said, but you stopping me, but you're telling me that I didn't do anything wrong, but you're still stopping me and you're forcing me to talk to you. That don't make any sense. The guy said, I'm not forcing you to talk to us. You're just talking to us willingly. I said, no, that's not true. Because when you got out your car and was yelling at me, you're standing in front of me right now, and you said, if I don't stop, I'm going to make it worse. You're going to arrest me. That's forcing me. So you're lying. Make it make sense, guys. Because nobody called them. They wanted to mess with me, maybe because of my skin color, or maybe because I never make eye contact with them and give them like a head nod or something. And I guess they might look at that as a sign of disrespect or something. But I don't care who you are on this earth. I don't care that you're an officer. I don't care. That don't mean anything to me. You're just flesh and blood. You're a human being like me, and I shouldn't feel inferior to anybody or feel like I can't walk anywhere. Like I can't walk. Like I can't live life. Why? Because you're gonna make up a speculation. You're gonna make up a situation that might be a hypothetical in your head. This is how mentally sick these people are. And these are the people who are patrolling the neighborhoods, guys. These are the people that are patrolling the neighborhoods, man. That's why I told you, you can't win, guys. It's not set up for you to win, guys. A lot of this stuff is set up for you to fail in any industry, and even in real life. Even if you're literally minding your business, waiting for the kids to get out of school, my car is literally parked right there, man. These guys have seen me walk. They see me drive into the parking lot. They see me walking, but I never acknowledge them. If the guys literally parked at the fire department where I make my turn every time, because the fire department's at the corner. They got to pull out with those fire trucks. The pathway is right there for the school. At the beginning of the school, that's where the administration office is. Not even where the school is at. I don't even walk by the school. The school, in order for me to go pick up my kids, I got to go off of the pathway and walk more down just to even get to the school. You know what I'm saying? It's a long distance. So I'm not even near the school, so they were lying about that. I'm near the administration building. So the guy is parked at the fire department, and he literally is looking right at me. But when I turn, I don't look at him. My gaze goes straight back to my path, and I just keep walking. These are narcissists. These are power hungry people that hate. They have hate in their blood. But you see, the crazy thing is, how do they get past the psych eval to become law enforcement? How's that possible? Because the psych eval is fake. It's all fake, man. It's all control. Money, power, respect, control, ego. That's all it is, man. So we went into a whole back and forth at that point, and the guy said, "Oh, you're free to go." I said, "Well, I'm free to go. I'm leaving. Like you don't harass me." So then the younger cop that was being disrespectful Talking about, we just trying to talk to you like a man. Like, you're not being a man. I said, see, now you're attacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you attacking me? I went from being walking peacefully and calmly in my life to being attacked by two Caucasian white officers for literally no reason, but they made up a speculation that there's something wrong with me because I'm walking and I'm on school property, but not at the school. I'm by the administration office. So if the administration didn't call you, why are you talking to me? So I called the precinct to file a complaint against these two because that doesn't make any sense. As soon as I get on the phone and I called 911 and they said, what is your emergency? I said, I don't have an emergency, but I want to file a complaint versus these two officers. I have their name and badge numbers for harassment. They wanted to know where it was at. I said, it's at school. I told them the name of the school and what town it was in. They said, okay, what happened? I was telling them the story, and the person on the phone said, no. There's a big gap here. There's information missing. There's a big chunk of information missing. What are you not telling me? I said, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to figure out that information as well, because these two stopped me for no reason, and they're saying it's because I was walking back and forth from my car to the corner to the car, and I'm waiting for my kids, but I'm walking for my health. But they said, but they can't just stop you for that. But the cop on video said we could just stop you for any reason. We could just talk to you for any reason. I got it on video. He said we could just stop you. We could stop anybody and just talk to them for any reason. I said, really? That's why I started recording them, because I was like, say that again on camera. When I was on the phone with the operator, it was like, no, there's a big chunk of this. You got it. There's something. The operator said, did the school call? Did the school call 911? Did the school place a complaint? Something. Did somebody in the area work at the school anywhere? And I said, no. The cop said, no. He said, but that don't make any sense. They're not allowed to do that. So you see the contradiction here. You see the person, the operator that's at the 911 office or building, wherever, is saying one thing, and the cop is literally in the street in my face lying to me. So they said, we got to take your name, phone number, and we got to call you back. We got to see what's happening here. They take my name and phone number. They do call me back. But the person that called me back was a detective, right? No, actually, I'm skipping. So what happened was, I made one phone call, right? The first phone call, I called 911. They said, since it wasn't an emergency, they gave me the phone number to the direct precinct. So in my area, there's two sets of cops. There's one cop that controls like my local town, and there's another set of cops that controls the whole county. You know what I'm saying? So the cops that harass me, they control the whole county, or but multiple towns, right? So now I call the direct precinct, and when I speak to the direct precinct, the operator at the direct precinct was telling me, yo, this don't make any sense, blah, 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 we're going to investigate. Then when I hang up with the phone with them, they say it's going to call me back. They call me back like 20, 30 minutes later, and then I'm speaking to a detective. Now, peep game. One cop had already left. He just dipped. So if I was some crazy person at the school, why are you just going to leave like that? And leave your partner like that? They were just messing with me. The one cop stayed, and he was in the parking lot circling and doing all the antics, right? The detective, when he gets on the phone, he hears my statement, but then he goes, Jamel, you know, I know the cop that you're talking about, and like, he's not that type of person, and blah blah. He started to like try to like ease, like smooth it out. It got to the point where I would say something, like, but I hear what you're saying, like, because this is what he said. The cop, told him that, there's a guy walking on the school property, and, I wouldn't feel right myself if, I pull off and I leave and something happened to the school, or a kid at the school or something like that. He said, right? So that's the reason why he did what he did. Because he wouldn't feel right. Not that it was legally correct. He didn't follow the right procedures. He just didn't feel right. And I told the officer, I said, that don't make any sense. Because this cop said he's been at the school every day, all year long. He's there every day. I'm there every day too. I drop my kids off and I pick them up every single day. And I walk every day. And I've seen the cop every other day. He's not there every day, every other day. And just yesterday, he saw me at the fire department. So that don't make any sense. Yeah, I know, Jamel. This is the detective. Yeah, I know, Jamel, but you know what I'm saying? It's just the thought process of, just let me know, Jamel. Like, if you got a kid at the school, I'm assuming. 'Cause I still haven't even told. I still didn't answer. I didn't answer to nobody. I didn't answer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't answer that question. I'm pretty sure. I'm assuming you have a kid at the school, and if you see a guy that's walking randomly, like, wouldn't you want like the cops? And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, I know you're not supposed to answer a question with another question, but I gotta ask this. I said, are you trying to make me not file a report on this guy? Like, is that what you're trying to do right now? Because his whole context was like, he hear me, but please basically don't file a report. So he said, no, I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can file a report, but I'm trying to tell you, I want to say this again. I know I'm beating the dead boys. I know I said it like 10 times already, but he's not that type of officer, man. Like, he's not the officer that I will, if I need 10 people arrested, then I would send them. No, he's not that type of officer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, I understand. You know what, man? I understand. I understand where this is going. And he said, and I said, all right, I won't file a report, man. I said, but I don't want to be harassed again. Then he was like, "Oh, are you trying to say like you don't want to be harassed, or you don't want anybody to be questioned that come to the school that might be walking or whatever?" I'm saying. And I said, "I'm talking directly about me, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to play the games where it's like if I say anybody, but then that would put it into context of like of what I'm doing, like that, like they could question me because anybody could be walking. So yeah, the guy's in the right for questioning me because it'd be the same thing if he questions somebody else. No. I'm not there to speculate if somebody's walking in the school. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not the authority. If somebody's walking, I have nothing to say about that. Literally nothing, unless if I see something. But if I literally see something that's like really really bad, like a device or firearm, then yeah, I can say something because I saw it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have 911 to call and let those things out. Because I'm not. I said about me. Said, oh, okay, Jamal. All right. So, you know, he said, thank you for not filing a report. He said, he said, thank you for smoothing it over. He's talking in that Italian voice. Like, thank you for smoothing it over, Jamal. Like, smoothing it over. Like, I appreciate it. And you know what? You know, he, the officer, he said the officer's name. He called me. He's, I'm going to be honest with you, man. He called me like 4 times. He called me 2 times before you called, and then he called 2 times after that. And he feels bad that you are upset. He feels bad. So, I'll have him call you and apologize to you. Is that okay with you, if I take your phone number stuff down and he could apologize to you? Put it over. Think about that, guys. That's insane. That even came to that because that I should have never went through that situation. That's defamation of character because now all these other parents saw me being questioned by the cops on the school grounds. The cop even went inside the administration office and was talking to them for like 40 minutes while I was still there waiting for, I'm like 30 minutes while I was still waiting for my kids. So that's defamation of character too, because now he's going there talking to them, making me seem like a bad person, or trying to make it seem like what I'm doing is wrong, but it's not. It's not illegal to walk on school grounds. I'm just walking. I'm not doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing it for over a year. So he's talking with them, and then he comes out the building. There's nothing he can say to me because I'm still walking, and he didn't say, "Sir, you can't walk here. You can't do that." I just spoke to the administration. He didn't say nothing because there's no rule against that. I'm literally just walking my. You gotta walk when you get out your damn car anyway to go get your kids, right? I just take like maybe like 40 minutes. Actually, I get there 40 minutes early, get the parking spot, and I just walk for health. Simple. I'm living life. Why do I gotta worry about being black and walking, or being black and walking on school property? When people see me there, I would never do. I've been there. I've been going to that school for 8 years. I've been walking for over a year. I've never seen anybody just pull up. and then get out their car and start walking. I've never seen it. I've never seen people do that. Like random people, and they don't pick up a kid. And I'm there. I go to the school in the morning time. I go to the school in the afternoon, and then I go to school in the evening to pick up my kids for after school activities. I'm there a lot, guys. You know what I'm saying? They know me there. But it goes to show you that things are not set up for you to win. And peep game. Now, I smoothed it over with the detective for the cop because the detective must they buddy friends. You know what I'm saying, and he was probably the one that called me back because this guy knew he was wrong, and his partner, whoever this other guy was, that was another car, they knew it was wrong, and he was like, "Yo, can you work it out?" You know what I'm saying? This guy's really upset. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying, put this on my file. And when it goes on file permanently for the cops, guys. It goes on file because what if something happens 20 years from now, they could look back and say this guy has a repetitive nature of doing this. And that would have been harassment on this guy's file. What if he's about to retire or something like that? Or what if it stops him from getting a high honor or something like that? I don't know how police officers or law enforcement work. But I'm telling you something, a lot of these guys don't belong in there. They have mental problems. They want to attack and get at black people, minority, people of skin, black and brown people. They want to do it, man. That's why they did that yesterday. Because they wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I smoothed it over. So I actually allowed this guy to not get a report of harassment on file. So I'm setting him up for success to win, to still win, and to still not have this negative on him. But is that done for people of my skin color? Or are we thrown under the jail, man? You know what I'm saying? We can barely win court cases. In some court cases, we shouldn't even be in. It's the way that they're using their wordings or they're using the environment around you. So if I was just walking down my own block right here, back and forth, they wouldn't stop me. So they utilize the school as a tool, but they did it the wrong way. Because if they was doing their job the correct way, it's two officers there. One officer could have stayed in the car and watched me. The other officer could have walked literally 3 minutes, if that. Just pull up to the front door, run inside the administration office and say, is this okay that what he's doing is walking back and forth? Is that okay? Speak to the staff of the entire school. Literally right there. I'm walking by the administration office. So all the guy had to do is go and speak to somebody in there and say, is it okay? Do you know him? Have y'all seen this before? And they just say, yeah. Oh, one of our staff members, a couple of our staff members spoke to him a couple times, and they have. Because when they come outside and they do their little smoke breaks, because you know they be smoking and stuff like that. They walk around the fire department. They go probably like to the back of the fire department, which is off the school grounds, and they do their smoking. So as I'm walking by the fire department, I see them sometimes. So they be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I wave at them, or they be like, one lady, she asked me, "I gotta ask you, man, what are you doing this walking for?" And I told her because of health reasons. I had to do it because of this, because of that. And she was like, I knew it, man. I knew it. So we conversed about it. But it wasn't like she came outside and said, why are you walking? We need to know. No, it was in a conversation. She was going on her smoke break. And then when she came back off her smoke break, she waved at me like, hey. You know what I'm saying? Caucasian lady works in an administration office. But I'm just looking at her as a regular woman. Like, no matter what color she is, she's just a regular woman to me. But I'm gonna give you context. And that when that interaction happened, probably like a year ago, man. You know what I'm saying? That was so long ago. So when the guy went in and spoke to administration, they told him like, yeah, people spoke to him before, like they know, they see me. So now I don't know if they probably said like we don't like that he walked. I don't know. I'm not in people's body. Some people might not they might just don't like the fact that you're walking, or they probably don't like the fact that you're walking on a school ground. But they can't say nothing. Is it illegal to do it? What law says that I can't get out of my car while I'm waiting for my children and just walk up and down the sidewalk, or just pace around my car if I wanted to? You know what I'm saying? I gotta pick up my kids. So yeah. So I let the guy off. So he's winning. So people like us let people like that win. You know what I'm saying? And and smooth things over, like the detective said. Oh, thank you for smoothing it over, Jamel. We really appreciate it. You know, I'm telling you, man, he's not that type of officer. You know what I'm saying? He was just thinking this and thinking that, but he didn't do it the right way. He didn't go ask the school staff is if it's okay that he addresses the person that's walking because the school had a problem. The school didn't call. Nobody called. Nobody had a problem because it's not a problem because I'm just walking as a human being on this earth. Why I can't live my life and just walk and mind my business? Why do they force that interaction on me? Why they defame my character? So now all the parents are always going to notice me for having an issue with the cops. Why? Why is that a thing? Why are they gonna know that I was having a problem with Nassau County Police in Long Island, New York? Now, why? 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 It doesn't make any sense. So I'm telling you guys, I got an apology from the police, Nassau County Police out here, because they did me wrong and they shouldn't have did that. That's number one. Number two, people have in their minds negativity and they always trying to derail the next person. Don't forget that. The system is not set up for any of us to win. It's set up for other people to figure out how to capitalize on it, and then they capitalize on it. The same way that officer was sitting in his car talking to the other guy, they was plotting on me. They figured out let's use the school as a way to attack this black man, and they did, but it backfired because I wasn't going for it, and still to this moment, I still never answered those officers and told them why I was on the premises because I didn't have to tell them that because I didn't break any rules or any laws, and the school didn't call them. I'm just walking, and I wasn't by the school. I was on a pathway waiting for my kids. So, and the music industry is the same thing. These people got it set up for you not to win. Don't get it twisted. Stop falling for any and everything, guys. Protect all your assets. Stop posting so much content on YouTube and giving away all your secrets and all your tips and tricks and the way you play the piano or the way you do this and that. Just fall back into your own self and start realizing what world you are living in. This your boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me. Don't forget to Google me. Yeah. It's not set up for us to win. And people are stealing beats and people are trying to just derail you in life.